Okay, now let's dig a little bit deeper then. And Dr. Chen, I want to ask you again. How does your understanding of the vast world of science actually guide you in your daily life? How does this help, especially in the times of crisis?
Okay, now firstly, I would say I do not boast to have a vast understanding of this world of science. And in fact, I know very limited field in this science, and there's so much that we don't understand, and I personally do not know. And we are still learning every day. You know, as I prepare for my lecture courses, I always find myself digging into the books. You know, I have books on my desk, reading into what I have to teach because I don't really understand them fully. Okay, so I think having some science understanding, especially the what we call the scientific thinking, helps us to be logical in our daily life. When we make our choices or decisions, we are not just led by what other people say or what we read from the social media or whatever. We have the ability to research. We have the ability to understand and digest the things we search for, and then to make the decision that seems most logical and reasonable to ourselves. In time of crisis, I think a lot of people would tend to, you know, panic and fear for what might happen. But sometimes, if you have have this logical thinking, you can find a way out of the crisis. You can find the best solution, the best way to get around your problems. Okay, so it may not always help. You know, science is not the ultimate solution to every problem and every crisis, and but you know, sometimes it's helpful to be logical rather than just emotional.
Absolutely. And what about you, Irfan? What are your thoughts on this issue?
I mean, I completely agree with the logical thinking, and to add on to that, I've had this conversation with a lot of people that I'm trying to explain science and why I chose the career that I chose, and I want to stick to it for a while. Is that, to me, like, I think of the world as kind of like a coded program. I know that might sound abstract, but it's just to follow the fact that our world on multiple different scales, to me, is very logical, and it has a few set of rules that we abide by, and a lot of things, you'll be surprised how similar cells are to human beings, and the way that bacteria interact with each other in colonies, how humans interact with each other in colonies, how bacteria grow in their populations, how humans grow. I think there's so many similarities, and I kind of like derive inspiration from that. Like, for example, from cells, you learn that it's really hard to survive alone, and you need to be in constant balanced communication with each other through hormone signaling. I've learned that balance is a really important concept. If you have too much of a specific protein in a cell, it's a matter of life and death, really. Like, it's a very intense scenario, but sometimes even in matters of crises, like we sit down and we need to make really critical decisions, and following through with balance is really important as well. There's so many things that you can learn from a cell about communication, about coexisting with other people, about how to handle like difficult situations. And I think I try my best to kind of like think about the bigger picture of the world through that, and kind of look at a cell and in its the simplest form of life, and say that, hey, like, I can learn even from this single cell that's trying to exist and make it just like the rest of us. So yeah, that's where I draw my inspiration from.